Hey guys, how are you and welcome back to my channel. This is my third or fourth video of the day and I want to do this one quickly. This is a project progress. It's one of your favorite series on my channel, and as you guys know, I'm just gonna start showing you the products that I used for the past month, over a month, and then I'm gonna show you the products that I shop my stash for the next month. And I'm gonna be traveling to Spain this Sunday, so I'm gonna take a few of these products, not all of them, to my trip, and that way I will use them even more because I will have no other choice. I'm going to start with palettes, and this is my Makeup Geek, mostly Makeup Geek eyeshadow palette, and I love this. I hit pan, I think, in 2 shades since I started using it from this project progress, and I've been using it a ton on my kit. I will keep it on my kit. It has a lot of favorites right here and I just wouldn't change it for the world. I forgot about it for a long time. I just wasn't using it as much, and it's so beautiful and it's so personal that I should just keep using it. Then this, of course, was basically my favorite palette. This is the NATASHA Denona Tropic palette, and these I used a ton for sure. I even used it today for the first look that I did before filming, and I'm just in love with it. I love all these mattes and I love the pops of color. I just think it's a beautiful palette, and it was supposed to be limited edition. I don't know if it still is. It's still at the Sephora website, and I think at the on the NATASHA Denona website as well. This palette was a fail for sure. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Vintage Vamp palette, and I used this a couple times. It's just not something that I love. I think the formula is better than what I thought it was, but it's still, I don't know why. It does not inspire me, and it's not because of the 4 shades, because one of my favorite palettes of all time is the Charlotte Tilbury Dolce Vita palette. So these I'm just not so happy about. It doesn't give me any good feelings, to be honest. It's just, I think I'm gonna put it on my kit because this is good for, these primer shades are always beautiful, and these shimmery shades as well, and sometimes I do pops of reddish tones, but it's not my favorite palette. It was just a fail. I used it about twice, and these project progress lasted over a month. This palette, even though it's beautiful, this is the Disney Princess and Sephora collab, and this is the Jasmine palette. I used it, and it's just, I remember that I thought it was so high quality when it came out. I was so in love with everything about Sephora. I was starting out, and this was made at, I think it was 2013 or something like that. And they are still good, they're still pigmented, but these are so powdery, it kills me. I'm gonna keep it because this is one of those items that I have for collector's purposes, and I sometimes will maybe pull it out to play, but the quality is not that good. And right now, since I've grown a lot with my makeup, this is just not something that I would want to reach for. I prefer way more my NATASHA Denona and my Anastasia palettes, even those of colors, Tarte, those are way better formulas. Then this one, I loved it too hard, so it broke, and this is the Joya palette. This was a NATASHA Denona holiday palette. I love this one. I truly do. I was so obsessed with this shade. This is sort of an orgasm shade, and this sort of brownie coppery shade I'm obsessed with. My least used shadow from this palette is the gold, rude yellow gold, and those are not my favorite shades, but I would use it as a pop of color or for a halo eye effect. I'm thinking about depotting this palette into a C palette because it's broken, and sometimes when I open it I fear that it's gonna fall off. But I love this one. I love it. I think it's a beautiful palette, and I love NATASHA Denona. It's just, the formulas are so beautiful and textured that I can't get enough. For my bronzers, I have here this contour shade by KEVYN AUCOIN. I hit pan on it. It's beautiful. I will keep using it. The thing about this one is that I figured out that even though I love this, I'm not that into contouring shades. It's an extra step for me. I prefer to bronze my face. I even do it with cream bronzer and then powder bronzer, but I don't want to do cream bronzer, powder bronzer, and then contouring my nose with another powder. So sometimes I will do it. So this, maybe I will put it in a project pan and try to finish it, and I will not repurchase. Or if I don't use it enough, I will put it on my kit and finish it there, because sometimes there are people that are really light and need something that's this cool tone to contour them, and it will maybe be a nose contour for my kids for light skin tones. So yeah, it's an amazing product, but I think I'm not reaching for it enough. This palette traveled with me. So I even repressed the Laguna bronzer because it had a hole in the middle, and I love just putting in my brush and not like curve it to me and make an effort just to be able to use the bronzer. Laguna is one of my favorite bronzers of all time, and these blushes were so loved. Like Deep Throat has a dent in it, and I'm obsessed with the highlighters. These are sort of like the Fenty Beauty Diamond Glow highlighter that has a shimmer to it, but it's so small that it looks a little bit wet. That's what this highlighter looks like, and this is an old palette. This is not a new one, so they did it first. And then I love this color. This is Sex Fantasy. I have it in a full size. This was my least used, but it's beautiful just to put in the apples of the cheeks. And this is a beautiful palette to do sort of the watercolor blush technique from Lisa Eldridge. So I love this palette the most, and I'm gonna show you the other one. I didn't use it as much, but I loved it anyway. So this was a success, and I'm thinking that when I finish the bronzer, I will depot these blushes and do another NARS blush palette and put it in my kit, and that way I will use them more. The other one is the NARS Steven Klein palette, and these I used as well, but I didn't use this as much as the other one. I love the packaging on this palette, and I think it's gorgeous. I just have to pull them out more, but it was super easy having Laguna in that palette, so that's why I was using that one more than this one. But the shades are different. I'm in love with these two shades. I use this on my daytime look today mixed with this one, and they're just amazing. And these palettes, like I said, are perfect for the Lisa Eldridge watercolor technique, blush technique. The other blush that I had in my rotation was this nude, because these two palettes have no nudes in them. So I had Tarte Risque. I love this formula. I love this shade. This is so similar to Party, but this is beautiful. It's just stunning. It's sort of an everyday blush, and I find it to be the perfect shade for me. It's sort of a pinky, but the right amount of nude into it. It's just a go-to every day. It would suit a smoky eye beautifully. You can build it up and make it more pink, or you can just wear it lightly. And they have a line full of nude blushes that I would highly recommend because the formula is so nice and long lasting. For bronzers, I put this one as a bronzer, but you can use it as a blush, so I used it as both. I need to pull this back out, or maybe at some point put it in a project pan, because this is one of those products that I do not reach for, and when I do, I love it, but I do not reach for it. It's beautiful. It's sort of a glowy, blushy, bronzy blush or bronzer. I don't know how to explain it, but it's beautiful, and you can put it in the tip of your nose or in the bridge of your nose as a sun-kissed look, and it's beautiful. It's just that I don't reach for it. So this wasn't a fail because I used it while I have it in the project progress, but then I forget about it. These as well, but these I'm thinking about finishing this year, no matter what. This is the Celestial Bronzing Veil in the shade Tropical Nights. And I use the highlighter part a lot more. Maybe you can't see that, but it has a dent and you can see the pan on the side. And I know I will hit pan soon right up here, but the bronzer, I find it to be maybe too dark and too shimmery for me. So sometimes I wear it as a bronzy dark blush, but not now that I'm pale. But it's a beautiful product. It's just not something that I reach for. Again, that's why I put it in the project progress, and I need to just finish it and then take it out of my collection. It's a beautiful product. It's a beautiful product, and it wasn't a fail. I used it. It's not something that I would want to keep in my collection forever, because I don't want to hold it because I want the product for myself for my entire life. I just want to use it to finish it, and I would never think about it ever again. This one I used as a blush topper a lot, not as a highlighter. This is Rose Gold by Becca, and you only need the tiniest amount, and this looks beautiful on the cheeks. Perfect for bridal, I'm thinking. Sometimes I will pack it on my kit, and now that I know it more, I will use it more. I've had it for a long time and I've never used it as much as I'm using it now. And even though I had highlighters, I would use it on top of my blush just to make it more glowy, and it works beautifully for that. I think it would look prettier on darker skin as a highlighter. This was the highlighter that I traveled with. and of course the one in my NARS palette. But this is a beautiful highlighter. It's so affordable. It's an eyeshadow actually. This is the KIKO 208 shadow, and I would highly recommend if you're looking for a gold highlighter to get this one. It will be awesome for travel, and it's about $14. It's crazy how beautiful it is. I'm actually gonna swatch it for you guys. Look at it. And you can use this wet or dry. This is my second one of them because the first one I hit pan on and somebody wanted it, and I gave it to, it was a student and I gave it to her. These I got to play with, and I find that it's useful, but it's more useful for my kids than for myself. It gives a glow, and it's a beautiful glow from within. But right now I'm into this type of highlighter, the NATASHA Denona highlighter. They're a rude highlighter, like I love to say, and this is just softer. And I either do no highlighter or a rude highlighter right now. I don't do that soft of a highlight. I feel like the shade is not the shade that I love. I prefer something more golden than this one. This is more champagne, and it's just not my vibe at all right now. And then last but not least, I think this was my least used highlighter. This is the Lunch Money one, and even though I used it more as an inner corner than a highlighter. And I love it. I know I will finish them. Something that I prefer to use as a brow bone highlight or as an inner corner highlight, and not as a face highlighter. For that, I prefer, I don't remember the name of that, Wisp. I think that's my favorite ColourPop highlighter. And I have good news. I finished the two powders that I had, like the e.l.f. powder and the Makeup Forever powder, and you'll see that on my Project Pan video, or you already saw that. And then for my foundations, I'm still working on the Etherealist foundation. I have just the littlest amount left. I'm gonna take it on my trip. And then the NARS Sheer Glow was too dark for me this month, so I never used it because I've been so light that I didn't want to just use it just for the sake of it and look extremely dark. I need to work on my lighter foundations when I'm lighter and on my darker foundations when I'm darker. So that was a complete fail. But all in all, it was a good month, and I loved a lot of the things that I had that I didn't know that I loved them. I was just forgetting about them. So now let's just go into the products that I chose for this month for my stash. For foundation, I'm gonna keep using my Etherealist foundation by KEVYN AUCOIN, and then I'm gonna add in this L'Oreal 102 Infallible Pro Matte foundation because these are lighter foundations. You can see the KEVYN AUCOIN right here, and this one, they have not that much product, but I know it's gonna take me a while to finish them, so I wanted to add them to my project progress to make myself reach for them more. For bronzers, I have four. I have my NARS Seaside Bronzer, which is a lighter bronzer, and it's in the other formula. It's not the same formula that I showed you from the palette. I like this one, but I prefer Laguna and better, and I prefer the other formula, but I need to just finish this one. Then I have this powder that I chose as a bronzer, and it actually works as a bronzer on me right now. It looks light, but when you put it on your skin, it tends to oxidize a little. And this is the Becca Perfect Skin Mineral Powder Foundation in Buttercup. So that I want to use up as a bronzer. And then I have here the number 7 bronzer. These I know it's gonna be gone this year because I love it, and I don't have that many matte bronzers. It's just one that it's a little bit reddish, but it works just perfectly. I think for summer it's gonna be amazing, and when I have self-tanner, it's gonna be even better to put all over my face. These I just added to my Project Pan, and it's the Chanel bronzer. It's the only Chanel powder I think I have, and it's beautiful. I just wasn't using it before because I was just thinking about the rose and that it's Chanel, and that I don't know why I always do this, that I never use products that are expensive because they are, and then I feel guilty because I didn't use them and I spend my money on them. So this is gonna be my project plan for this year. So I think I will finish this year, and if I finish this, then I will go on to finish this one. For blushes, since I'm traveling, I'm gonna put this palette in it. This is the NARS palette, and it has all NARS blushes. I have the names right here. It has Desire, Luster, Gilda, Madly, Sin, Exhibit A. Oh no, I removed Exhibit A from here. It has Seduction, Orgasm, Love, New Attitude, and Matahari. And I'm trying to finish Orgasm. and maybe I'll replace it with some other shade. But I just want to use this, and it will serve well for my makeup lesson when I'm in Spain. I'm also taking this one. If I don't take that one on my trip, I don't know yet if I'm gonna do it. I for sure will take this one, and it's the blush palette that I'm wearing today, the highlighter, everything, the cream blush, everything I'm wearing on my face today. And I love this. I can't wait for the bronze one, and I know I will get that as one of the products for my No by Year. This is so beautiful, and I was holding myself back from using it because I was using the products for my Project Progress, but now I'm gonna go crazy with it because it just calls my name. For highlighters, since I'm taking the two that come in the Bloom palette by NATASHA DENONA, then I will be only adding two to my project. One is Prismatic Amethyst. I never use this. I just want to use it even if it's 2 times, 3 times. I got this as a collector because I love the Becca highlighters. I already stopped purchasing them because I would purchase every single one of them, and I have no bank account for that. So I really need to just pull this out and use it. When I use it, I find it to be super pretty, but it's just not a shade that I go to because I don't do colorful highlighters. Even though that one just has a pink shift, I don't even do pink highlighters, even if it's a lightly pink one. And then these I love, and I just want to keep using it and showing some love to it because I adore it. I'm about to hit pan on it right here. This is the Dior Skin Nude Air Glowing Gardens in the shade 002. I was obsessed with it when I purchased it. It was limited edition. They have now the same shades and even more shades as permanent items in the Dior Skin collection. I would highly recommend them. The formula is just crazy beautiful. You can see here how glowy that is. I know that I will be excited to pick this one up for the project. I was gonna do 5 eyeshadow palettes, but I'm gonna do 3 because I'm gonna travel and I'm not gonna take even the 4 eyeshadow palettes, and I don't want it to be wasteful or a fail before it begins. The first one that I'm gonna be using this month is the Riviera palette. I know I haven't posted the haul, and I think this video is gonna go first than the haul of products that I bought without spending any money. And these I got from Ulta Points, and I'm just obsessed with it. The look of it, because I haven't used it. I used it today on my daytime look, and I found it to be beautiful, but these colorful palettes are not my everyday palettes. But when I want to play, I love having ABH shadows to play with. I always go for either NATASHA DENONA or ABH, so this is gonna be a good one to have. I can't wait to do a all pink makeup look or a purple one. It's just something that I really want to play with. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I know that for sure this will be a palette that I will hit pan on. There's no ABH palette that I will not hit pan on for my kit. These are my favorite shadows to use on my makeup artistry kit. So the Riviera is one of the palettes that I chose. Of course, I had to choose the Natasha Denona Cranberry palette, and this will be probably my most used during my trip. And I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it. I told you guys that I was gonna post a 3-in-1 video. I already filmed it. You will see everything I have to say, and you will see it in action. And I just love the formula of this eyeshadow palette. It's crazy how beautiful the formula of Natasha Denona shadows is. So I was gonna choose the Norvina palette, but I will put it in my next project progress. But I had to include this one. This is the Viva palette, and I've been playing with it so much since I got it, and I even took it with me for my trip to Panama last week. So I know I will be traveling with this one. I know this will be my staple palette for sure for the entire year, and I know even longer than that. It's beautiful. The formulas are amazing. This black is the most beautiful black of all time. So I'm giving you a review even though I haven't used it for the month for my project progress. This was my gift as a birthday gift to myself, and I would highly recommend checking out this palette if you love simple looks and if you love smoky eyes. I've been losing the joy of having this in my collection, but I realized that I need to play with it more, and I need to pair it up with those 2 palettes, the colorful one, the cranberry one, which is a small palette, and then this one, when I put it next to the Viva palette, it looks yummy. So this is the Safari palette, and I think I'm gonna travel maybe with only the Natasha Denona palette, or maybe just this one and the cranberry one. I'm not sure yet. This is the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes today. I'm in love with the look today, and I use only these 3 shades, and then this one as an inner corner highlight. I love that it's all matte, and next to the Viva palette, show them side by side. Hopefully I will not drop them. They look beautiful, so beautiful together. They look beautiful together, I know it for sure, and I know I will use this one more if I have this one. And then last but not least, this is the NARS Flesh Powder, the soft velvet one. I don't like this, I dislike it, but I will use it, and I will use it up this year for sure. I have it in my Project PM. Those are the products that I chose to use this month. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know you always love these videos. I made it a little quickly because my sister-in-law kept my camera charger, my battery charger, and my battery is running low, so I didn't want to just not film it today because I need to do it. I'm leaving on Sunday and today is Tuesday, so I have a lot to edit and film. Before the camera dies, I just wanted to tell you guys to leave an emoji of any animal related to the safari palette. Just leave an emoji of any zoo animal or whatever you want to leave below to show me that you watch this video till the end. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're part of my YouTube family. And that's it, you guys. Tell me what you're shopping your stash for this month, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.